This is 5.2, Solving Systems of Linear Equations by Substitution, Part 1. So, to solve a system of linear equations by substitution, there are a few steps to follow. So step 1 is to solve one of the equations for one of the variables. So that means you're going to get an x equals or a y equals. So you need to solve one of them for a variable. Then step 2, substitute the expression from step 1 into the other equation and solve for the variable. So if you solved for y, you're going to take everything that y equals and plug it into the second equation, then solve that one for x. After that, substitute your value from step 2, so whatever x was, plug it back into an original equation and solve. You're going to end with an x value and a y value, which will be put together in an ordered pair as x comma y. So, let's try an example. Solve the system of linear equations by substitution. If we have y equals 2x plus 1 and 3x plus y equals 16, I'm already given a y equals. So all I have to do is take everything that y is and plug it into the other equation for that variable. So instead of writing y, I'm going to write 2x plus 1. So I have 3x plus y, but I substituted in for y, equals 16. Now everything is written in x's, and I will solve for x. So 5x plus 1, because 3x plus 2x makes 5x. And then I'm solving for x now. So x equals 5x equals 15, which means x equals 3. Now I have an x equals, and I'm going to take what x is and plug it into one of my original equations and solve for y. I'm going to plug it into equation 1 because it's a y equals. So putting an x in here will leave me with what y is. It just makes it a little bit simpler. Either equation, you will still get the right answer. So plugging it into equation 1, I get y equals 2 times x, but x is 3, plus 1. So y equals 6 plus 1, and y equals 7. Then I have a y equals and an x equals, and I put those together in an ordered pair. I can check those. If I plug them into my original here, I'd have 3 times 3, which is 9, plus 7, and 9 plus 7 is 16. So I know that works. Let's try another example. I have x equals 6y minus 7, and 4x plus y equals negative 3. I'm given an x equals, so take everything x is and plug it into the second equation, 4x. Then I have 4 times 6y minus 7 plus y equals negative 3. Distributing the 4, I have 24y minus 28 plus y equals negative 3. So 25y minus 28 equals negative 3. I'm solving for y now. So I add 28 on each side, and 25y equals 25, so y equals 1. I have a y equals, so I'm going to plug that into equation 1 because it will leave me with what x is. So then I have x equals 6 times 1 minus 7, and then x equals negative 1. I have a y equals and an x equals, and so my point is negative 1, 1. Let's try another example where I have y equals 3x minus 4 and 2x minus y equals 16. My first equation is a y equals, so I'm going to plug that into my second one for y. So I get 2x minus 3x minus 4 equals 16. Now I'm going to solve for x. And so I have 2x minus 3x is negative x, plus 4 is 16. Solving for x, I get x equals negative x equals 12, so x equals negative 12. take my x value and plug it into an original equation and solve for y. So y equals 3x minus 4. Solving that, I get y equals negative 40. So my point is negative 12, negative 40. Another example. I have 4x plus 5y equals 22, and x equals 2y minus 1. I have an x equals, plug it in, and I get 4 times 2y minus 1 plus 5y equals 22. Now I'm going to solve for y, and 8y plus 5y is 13y minus 4 equals 22. So y equals 2. Take this 2 and plug it into an original, and I get x equals 2 times 2 minus 1, so x equals 3. And my point is 3, 2. This is the same thing that we were doing in the last section, but we're solving it not by graphing, we're solving it algebraically. So this point represents where the two lines will intersect on the graph. And here's one more example. 3x plus 6y equals 36, and y equals 2x plus 6. I have a y equals, so plug it in, and I get 3x plus 6 times 2x plus 6 equals 36. Now I'm going to solve for x, and 3x plus 12x is 15x, plus 36 is 36. Subtract the 36 over, x will equal 0, plug in 0 to an original equation, and y equals 6. So my point is 0, 6.